Hello there, this is Cookies, and it's 9 a.m. in the morning, and it looks like we got a new turn. So let's go ahead and jump in. We get a message from Hinnom. Damn, I was sure Berytos was going to attack me, but no such luck. Guess it's back to hoarding thrones. Interesting. So he doesn't want to go attack Berytos. He wants to be provoked into attacking Berytos. Huh. Okay. Cheers, Stonetroll. Well, we know Berytos is terrified of Hinnom. So if he's hoping for Berytos to attack him, I don't think he's going to get that. Alright. So we've got a few player battles. After that really interesting battle, I don't anticipate Sauromatia defending here in Griffin Rock, but let's see if he was able to pull his stuff away. He was. Okay, that's good. So that one hero did retreat correctly. Okay, so it took them a little while to work through the PD, but they do. Alright. And now let's jump into the Ulm and War. So we see an attack by going for the river. I like it. It might be, this is probably too much PD. Oh, definitely wrong. Militia really do suck. Okay, nice. He gets even more value. This one cast of Buffaloes has won him 3 provinces, which is insane to me. Alright. And then we've got Ulm attacking Ashlands. And there's a force here. Okay. We have some longbows, which are especially deadly for these ladies. They've only got 11 protection. And then these guys hit like trucks. So, and they've got a shield. So I think the Steel Maidens will struggle despite how killy they are. Alright, so the Enkidu Spirit Guard, they get a rough time of it. I mean, those Steel Maidens are very killy. But he ends up holding the province. So he's 2-0. Kills 21 Steel Maidens, they're 14 gold. Loses 20 Spear Guard, who are 16 gold. So Ulm does come ahead in, I mean, assuming the Shaman retreated correctly, does come ahead in gold, but there is a little bit of tempo cost here because the raiding party will have to reform. Okay, and then we've got attacking Ulm. This is a big force trying to cut off that income, and he finds, this looks like, this doesn't look like the main Ulmish army, I don't think, or maybe part of it, but it does look like he included a PD dump. Can I just say, like, he took this huge precision plus, and then I think the first evocation still killed, like, 3 of his own guys. I don't know. I think precision could be stronger. They've broken through the center. Just so killy. Masushu on the flank. Oh no. He was winning. I think, kind of. Maybe not really. What are they shooting? I guess there must have been one barbarian in there. Alright. So pulls out a perfect storm this turn. Loses 30 spear guard. I mean, they got demolished in that initial melee fight. 7 Inky's chosen, which are his sacreds. Although they actually did pretty okay. They scored 21 kills. Even the spear guard did okay. Kills 98, so guts that raiding force. Archer, slingers, steel maidens. And kills all 4 shaman too. I think if you're gonna take a precision bless, you probably still want advance and cast. And that might have scattered the mages enough that the Masushu didn't yeet them right away. You can watch that again. It's by far going to be the most interesting thing that happened this turn. Now, if I remember right, I forget, he might have had these pulled out last time for an attack rare, but I forget. He's got fire archers, it looks like, so he's winning the archery duel. Shocking that this crew didn't get caught up here. This is really kind of funny. It's probably not the best comparison, but it is a little bit of a convex formation, which has some, was it Kane vibes? Or however you would say that in Latin. So you've got all these troops here in a blob, but only a small number of them can fight. I mean, and now they've kind of broken through. Except now all these longbows can shoot them in the front, and only the edges are fighting. And now you have a cavalry force on the flank. Alright, before these guys die, let's see the value that they've gotten with the Bless. 6 kills. And this is going to include previous battles, but 3 kills. 0 kills. I'm not sure if it's been worth dragging them along. And they just get eaten by Masushu, who have a Gore Claw and Venomous Fangs. Oh, they're starving though. Are all the troops starving? It must not be too bad. Yeah, he does have some starvation, so he's got a morale debuff. So if there'd been better contact across the line, Ulm might have probably at least routed the whole melee line. But that's really hard to do when you're doing a big PD dump. This is the Prophet Agility. Okay, let's see if he gets off. He routes. Probably for the best. Alright. So he's going to have leadership. Let's see where he routed to. Shaman. Well, he's a prophet, so he should have retreated perfectly. He is stealthy, though. Alright, so flexing their military might, which is what I've been wanting them to do the whole time. You can probably... This is one PD. He wouldn't know it. I think this was a great move. I think I might have lost this because I was saying send a large portion here and then send some up here. Or maybe even defend here. But this ended up being the right move. Gets to take a fight with his army together. Ballin wanted to keep the income stream here. So he correctly anticipated that. Now, I do think you can send just a small group to clean this up. Maybe, because Ulm's going to want to hire troops down here. Oh, he's got a 2 Oz of War. Alright. Well, I'm looking forward to this. I wonder if he'll find a way to, like, SC this whole army. Although it's difficult with the... Well, it's less difficult because the fear effect won't affect a pretender. He has used this time to get a couple of forts up. So he's potentially got a lot more production. Oh, sorry, my phone's going off. And let me close Discord while I'm at it. Okay. I mean, this was huge. Killed 2 to 1 as I mean, all of this is very replaceable. And he's really making good use of these Enkidu archers. Ulm's running a very low protection lineup. So even if he does have a little bit of friendly fire, it's still good. It was a barbarian PD dump, which also plays into the large stack of archers. I am curious if there was some friendly fire. Let me see. We got 18 plus 21. It's 39. So maybe 2 friendly fire kills. So friendly fire wasn't too bad. Or it was pretty even. And we do remember that it looks like that spell right off the bat killed a couple. Right here. Because the way precision works, if I remember right from when Loggy posted the algorithm for it, is when these troops are running, they'll anticipate the troops to continue running, but if they end up meeting closer, so for instance, this mage back here expected these Enkidu to keep running, but because they met melee resistance, they stopped. So the spell that expected them to be further along is going to stop short and friendly fire. Which in some ways can make precision a little counter or anti-synergistic with itself. Because if you're shooting from further away, your projectiles are in the air longer. And if you're stuck in a big mosh pit where you're probably still outside of your effective precision range, I mean, this guy is shooting pretty far away. He might still be out of range, even at 17 precision, which I forget. It might be, I think it's either 17 squares of perfect aim, or maybe the ones after 10 count for double. So then it would be like 24 squares. I forget. But he's probably outside of that range, and so you're going to have these projectiles fall short. Yeah, so he ended up eating a barbarian right off the bat. So if we go and look at barbarians, yeah, killed by flying shards. I don't know. I've always found it hard to be impressed by precision. I keep wanting it to work better. But because the arrows have no because it doesn't take into account like where lines meet, and because units don't target safe areas of fire away from their own troops. Like this guy should have been doing flying shards over here. Or maybe, like, I don't know how. It's pretty far range. Maybe he could target back here, but definitely should be targeting more over here to avoid friendly fire. Whereas these longbows should be going towards the back here if they're not going to, I mean, or targeting the archers, which they were. So it's really hard to be impressed by precision up until the lines meet. And then if the lines meet and they're not killing each other very fast, that's where precision flies, when the mages or sacred archers have a chance to come up to here and they get to just throw stuff at static troops. But here it didn't seem to do a whole lot. And so we've got another flying shards coming in. They're static now, so it should be better aimed. Yeah, so I think that was better. Okay. Yeah, and then this flying shard just did damage to this barbarian. Yeah. So, I don't know. I get really annoyed. I get really annoyed with precision when it starts killing my own stuff. But now, in some cases, you might not care because you've got barbarians. They could go berserk. He could have gone berserk from that. But I don't know. I do get a little bit frustrated. So maybe these mages should have been on advancing cast. But I feel like too frequently, even mages and archers target the very front of our formation. They don't take into account like enemy density. So they don't look for spots like this to target or a spot like this to target. I don't know. It'd be cool if the units were a little more dynamic. Like if this little group of archers moved over here and tried to start shooting into the flanks. And then maybe these guys broke off and tried to chase the archers because they got annoyed. And then the archers could do like fire and keep distance. I don't know. Like it'd be cool to have a little bit more dynamic battles. But as it stands, precision just feels really bad to me. See these fire darts? Did he just hit his buddy? No. Okay. That was a Masushu. So that and the evocation magic doesn't seem quite crazy enough just yet that it's tilting the battle in his favor. And part of it too is his front line. These ladies have hats. The barbarians don't. But these guys have shields. So if they catch the projectile on their shield, yeah, so this guy even got hit by flying shards. Didn't do anything to him. This one guy hit by a short bow for a bunch of damage, though. Got hit with a sling in the head for 4 points of damage and didn't die. That feels bad. So, yeah, gosh. I want precision to be good. Yeah, maybe advancing cast was the answer. If the mages were here, their evocations would have been better. But I think Urge has brought so many longbows it didn't matter. And then there was the target firing one of the archer squads, which probably also had a big impact. But yeah, this is a huge swing in Ur's favor. He kills an army that was prepped to get into his back lines pretty hard. Like if this army had gone here, or maybe some of it had gone here, it would have pulled all these troops further back into the interior. But now we've got a solid front. We've got 100 troops here, 160 here. Or how many here? Okay, 150 here. Depending on the scout report, we could have 100 here. Got like a small buffalo squad here. This group got hammered a bit, so it's about 20. We've got more getting pumped out of the capital. He's still patrolling this fort as well. He stopped patrolling this, though, so this could be a good elfing opportunity to just kill the temple. But right now, Ulm needs to solidify the front line. And this army is just 2 away from his cap, too. I don't know where this guy's going. Is he site searching? Because he's probably got a big morale buff. And putting a big morale buff on your army would be huge. You could PD dump the green sink, because I really don't think you want Ur getting into the swamp. They can start foreign recruiting berserkers. And then if they get into the swamp as well, you're just going to have a bunch of berserker recruitment just right next door to your capital. Really unfortunate for Ulm. He just happened to pick a fight with the player with the largest army. So in terms of provinces, I think we're back to pre-war borders. Maybe not exactly, but in terms of province count. Ulm does have a fort advantage. Ur's back up pretty significantly in income. Ur's got a research lead too, because those shamans were out fighting with flying shards. Army size. I've seen a few different parties caught. Ur lost probably 50, 60 troops here and went up in army size, which gives you an idea about the power of Ur foreign recruit, especially in a first war. I think Ur's got this in the bag. The only way Ulm wins this is by smacking an Ur army with his Titan. I think that's the only way. Ulm had more troops at the start of the war than he's got right now. I'm not seeing a lot of active recruitment, which is weird because he's got a lot of forts. All right. The last pocket is here in Anvast before we get the... Oh, and he took the Great Gold Mine. Yeah, that was a pretty big get. I think Ulm took all that money that they were getting and spent it on infrastructure. Unfortunately, they might just be buying infrastructure. However, they do have a couple of turns. They've got at least one turn if they want to give up the green sink. And then they can hire as much as they physically can out of their 3 forts. Hellmeyer would be cracked immediately. It's got 200 wall integrity. 500. Ulm might... I mean, this is probably a lot of siege strength. Ulm might be 2 turns to crack if these 2 armies roll in. Now, if Ur's moving through the green sink, they might have some more starvation issues. They might start having disease as well. But yeah, Ulm needs to rally, hopefully. Okay. And then we've got a few more fights. So we've got some more independents dropping. So Marverni's going after Sitha. Let's see if some of these are thrones. This is... So it's the Enchanter throne. He's got his Titans, so Marverni should easily take this. A lot of swarm, not a big deal. Got the Astral Shield coming out. Cavalry get defeated just in time to fight the heavy infantry. Alright, so my question is, do these ladies have poison resist? They do not, but they do have mist form. Because a lot of these little guys do poison damage. Very important part of the battle right here. The heavy infantry break first. Marverni's gonna take this. Lady's getting fatigued to death by elf shots. It's kind of funny. So these guys do a 150 damage armor negating. I mean, it is MR negates, but they're shooting an awful lot of them at this lady. It's kind of funny. They're all focus firing, though. I think they do have an ammo limit. Yeah, 20 ammo. So eventually they'll run out. This guy's routed. This guy's not routed, so I think this is where all the leadership is. Because the commanders are running. Stream of Life is funny. We saw a little bit of it with Ballin Shaman Communion on vanilla casting AI. So I think what it does is it tries to overwhelm someone with life force and they basically die from being too alive. But so it's an instant kill effect, but it's rolling against a pretty high MR. This guy should be routing soon. Won't take much for the archers to run. Does he have loot? He does have some loot. Boots of long strides would be nice. Alright, so Marverni takes it. Got a Hornblower, 6 Ambibat Noble Warriors. So pretty light casualties, considering the big melee between between each other's heavy infantry. Next up, we've got Baron Crags. I think this is a ping. Nope, he's taking this. This is another throne. It's got all the Yamabushi. Really cool. Very high attack, reasonably high damage, excellent stats. Their only drawback is undisciplined, but they are sacred, but the Indies won't take advantage of that. And then we've got this Jigami back here with Nature 2 and some Nature Gems, so probably a little bit of Swarm, and we've got 3 normal commanders. But this cat is going to murder everything. So 26 protection, body ethereal, regen, fear, mist form, and 3 magic attacks. Oh, did the mages get out? Okay. And does get off Astral Shield. Militia have already ran. They ran up and they were like, nope, screw this, I'm out. The Yamabushi have already run too. Good grief. That's so fast. What? They barely walked up. Fear is ridiculous. Okay, magic bonus -1. That's all it took. Oh, they're starving. So they have a starving Malice. I guess they have low base morale too. Not as disciplined, no shit. Some even consider them cowardly. Okay, yeah. I could see it. Well earned. They barely even showed up. Everyone ran up to look at the cat and then ran away. Oh man. Oh, he runs past the wounded. You thought you were safe running past faster than your friend? You weren't. Oh gosh. Alright. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Routes 274 units, only killing 34. In Sleepy Mountains. Looks like we're pinging a throne. We got Wizards of the Stars. Interesting. A lot of wizards. Oh, this would be nice. I think you'd want to bring a lot of commanders to this, because you really want this Cauldron of Broth. Shield is nice. S2, S2. Doesn't look too bad. Another Cauldron of Broth. That would be huge. Even if you just wanted to take those and sell them to other players. That's some pretty nice loot. Those are 15 gem items. Lots of horse tribe. A little... could actually be a little tricky for Palankasha. The sheer volume of archery fire might kill some. And plus there's lance. They have lances. So it could kill a few Palankasha. You've got 2 ice strikes as well. Maybe some water elementals and some mind burn. Alright, Resting Heights. We're pinging another throne. This is the, I think the undead throne that Mekone bounced off of. It's got the lich with the chassis of the mountain. Really nice loot. And then Lanka eats an independent attack. Oh, it gets hit by the centaur event. I hate this event. Because there's so many centaur. Yeah, he's gonna lose this. Okay. So let's take a look at Lanka. So he's gonna have to reroute. And this mountain pass is close. He's gonna have to reroute some Palankasha from over here to go get this. These guys need... it looks like these guys forgot to start walking over here to take out these barbarians. It looks like they just sat here. Maybe he's thinking about building a fort here and blood hunting here. I mean, it's a decent province for it. All right. And then, yeah. Oh, this cuts off all the income. So 6 provinces. So he loses income from 80, 110, 170, 240. So plus whatever was here. So over 300 gold worth of income is cut off for Lanka right now. Big priority retaking one of these. And yeah, I'm not sure why these guys didn't march into the swamp last turn. So I don't think he's going to be able to open up this income for a couple of turns. Now, to be fair, the player is getting ready for a big trip to Japan, hence the theming for the game. But, so he might not have had time to really properly do the turn. But yeah, this is not good. So, and then we've got, this is the throne he's pinging. But the Palankashas have moved the other way. So it looks like they're going to try and make a play for this throne. Yeah, he's got a Raksharaja here. I think he's going to go for this throne. Heavy infantry, warrior, illusions, militia. Should be fine. Might want to get it before Xibalba gets it. I know I would. In that case, he would get the Throne of Misfortune. He doesn't realize this is the throne he really wants, even though it's a little maybe more awkward because it's in the middle of a war zone. Okay. Could be setting up blood hunting here too. Never know. Helheim's pushing into Sauromatia. He's got one more predictable move where Sauromatia can set up a defense. If the Oreopata and Lancers can make it from the capital to Erebon, which I think they can. I mean, I know it's plains and mountains, but I do think, now assume you might want to PD dump this too. It's up at 16. He's foreign wrecking Lancers, which I like. So he's spending his gold. If he can get all these Lancers, does he have commanders for them all? Chieftain. Maybe not here. He might move out commanders next turn, but I think you want to defend Erebon. The last predictable move. Because once Helheim gets here, you have no idea where he's going to go, if he's going to split up, what he's going to do. So I think you want to hold at Erebon. And, I mean, you killed 20 last time. And this is 16 Hell Herdings. I certainly think Sauromatia can kill that, especially if these Oreopata can reach. And you get a bunch of Lancers here, you do a PD dump. Now, Helheim might predict this, and he might stealth underneath. And if he doesn't get caught out, how many commanders? One. So if he doesn't get caught out, then he could elf any of these. But, I mean, that would be deep raiding, so he wouldn't collect income from it, but he would deny income. The Vanyaros have gone home. A lot of unrest here. Wonder if there's like a brigand lair here or something. All right. Doesn't look like Lanka's moving to help at all. So I do think Lanka was intending to not be an equal fighting partner, was definitely just planning to vulture. Okay, so he's probably enjoying just having Helheim off fighting someone else and taking attrition. And I think he's gonna plan to scale. So I think he's gonna go for this throne. He's gonna see that it sucks. And then he'll want to go take Sleepy Mountains. All right. Let's see. Tianchi just took this one. Throne of Gaia, +2 growth. So he's going to reverse his death scale, which is going to be huge for Tianchi. So he's going to be able to start making a lot more money too. So that's a pretty good event for him. Now, what that will do is it'll create the Throne of Gaia events. So there's going to be a lot of indie attacks all over the map, and that could really fuck with things. Potentially even this war up here. If a lot of those big Gaia attacks hit like her armies and cause some attrition, or they cut off income, all sorts of interesting things they could do. Could probably really play havoc with Berytos. Berytos's troops are somewhat centralized. So if outlying provinces get hit by these events, he's not going to be able to react very quickly. I do think, even with 30 trolls, I think your hundreds of troops could kill the 30 trolls. And you should kill these barbarians. Although I forget, those might have been for Helheim in an agreement, but this is a mountain pass. So I think Berytos should just take this. Shamblers. Yeah, so we've got the Turtle Warrior. So we saw the Turtle Warriors fail previously, so they're still racing to see who can take out the Kalulu. I'm not sure where is this army going? It's got a golden lion, elite soldiers. Because if this just hangs out on the border, you're going to have Hinnom troops come down here, and at that point, he's going to be like, well, might as well start a war, because I'm already down here. So if you don't want to have a war with Hinnom, I think you demilitarize the border. You'd be trying to patrol out an event, though. No, only had a good event. Yeah, I'm not sure why they're here. Maybe site searching or blood hunting. But I wouldn't do this on the Hinnom border. All right, Marverni, Throne of Dreams. If he chooses to claim it. Let's see. He's got a force down here. He's going to take the crystals. Very good. Somebody finally wants these crystal Amazons. I think plains and mountains, plains and plains. I think he's going to start moving this force down to take a look at this throne of the moon. I think that's the one he wants, if he can get it. Sauromatia is not going to take it. So he should have time. He doesn't know it, but he'll want to patrol this for Throne of Gaia events. And then we've got the Iron Throne. One of my favorite thrones, but it's sitting on an inkpot end, which is kind of fucking annoying. Let's see. All right. And Mekone's gathered up. So TNG just pinged this. I don't think he's got the fluffing mages in position yet. Yeah. So the cat might be able to make it to here. But I think by the time he makes it to here, and then maybe some mages move out from the capital, maybe the mages could make it here. I think Mekone's going to attack it next turn. So I think TNG is going to be a turn too late to take this throne. Mekone's going to get the Throne of Chains. So it could break into blood. Does he care about misfortune? Could pick up misfortune 1. That's probably fine for Mekone. The odd indie attack on that. You could use thugs to clear out and get them a lot of experience. So I don't dislike the throne. It would help break Mekone into blood, which would be it'd be a nice little power spike for Mekone potentially, because Mekone does need to branch out and get into the sorcery paths as quickly as it can. Get some magic diversity. And there's a lot of magic diversity in blood with high-end blood summons. Now, he's not going to prioritize blood for quite some time, but it does give him the option later in the game. Or he could even take the blood income from this and he could sell it to other players. So could sell it to a Hinnom, sell it to a Berytos, sell it to Lanka, sell it to Xibalba, and maybe get other gems in return. I'm sure he'd find some buyers. Fomoria. Okay, I think we're seeing the bigger party. Hopefully it's going to be 20 or... I'd... because of the prior troubles, I'd probably like to see like 30 troops to take this on. You want enough to just outright kill the elephants, and then you should have no problems with the rest of the province. But... and then I think we're seeing a big stack here. That big stack could potentially go get the Throne of Life. I think that would be really good for Fomoria. Get to growth 3 maybe. I think that would help him recover a bit. Let's go ahead and... oh, I wonder if the spell cart will try to solo this throne. Crystal Throne, Great Silver Mine. I mean, it'd be a good province. 169 income. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at graphs. Okay, so we saw Ulm take a big downer this turn in army size. Is still ascendant, still the largest army. Berytos is rapidly catching up with Lanka. The smallest armies are Fomoria, now Ulm, and Marverni. Now, when this war started, Ulm was the second largest army. Just barely, but I mean, it's still relevant. But now Ulm's the second smallest army and is the largest. So, is definitely training a lot of troops. In Dominion, we've got Marverni out in front with the Awake Titan, pushing his terrible scales everywhere. And then TNG and Lanka. For research, we've got TNG out in front. Big steps up. So they've now passed Fomoria, who's been... I think Fomoria's issue is when you bounce that many parties, and this happened to me in my Dark Elves campaign too, you fall behind on troop counts. You have to spend a lot on troops, which means your infrastructure comes in late, which means your mages come online later, which means your research scales later. And he's done very good to still be in the top 2. But I anticipate, because TNG and Berytos are both tops in the fort count, I anticipate both of them passing Fomoria by a large margin pretty soon here. And then we've got Berytos and Xibalba. Berytos has started blood hunting. Xibalba's got what looks like a province, maybe. Maybe they've added a couple of hunters. Berytos has probably turned on an entire province for hunting. Maybe 2. Alright, gem income. Got Marverni and Mekone. We can take a look at their sites, see if they found anything cool and new. Although it's still within the range of just being events. Income, Berytos is still a tier above, but is starting to break out of the pack, and that's from retaking all that territory. Oh, I haven't had Sauromatia in here the whole time, it looks like. Was I missing anything? I don't think so. Okay. So, there's And then for forts, yeah, we see Berytos and TNG. Marverni might not have the money to really spam out research mages, though. Yeah, because they have pretty bad scales. And then, but I mean, we can check. I mean, they're still scaling research, but it's not, it's more in the main pack. All right. And then we've got provinces. We've got Berytos out in front still. Just from expansion, don't even have to fight a war. Lanka's lost a couple of provinces, and they've lost a lot of income, I bet, because their income's gotten cut off. So Lanka's now last in income. And that's even with, like, you know, that's even outcompeting Ulm for last, despite all the provinces Ulm just lost. So, yeah, gotta clear out those independents. And then, yeah, now Ulm's tied with Xibalba for last in provinces. Okay. Let's see. Xibalba might just be turtling a bit, trying to maybe get their blood economy online. I forget. Are they hunting? They are hunting. So they might be trying to get an army that they can take a player fight with, and then they're gonna move out. So blood hunting here. Now the cave province nerf, where they lowered population a bit, will affect their blood hunting. Let's see. Do we see any summons yet? They might still be researching blood. We could check out the research for Xibalba. Okay, so it's here. I think as soon as they get the opportunity to get Ocelotls, they will. And then, although it's not a particularly strong bless for Aussies. Magic weapons, combat forecaster. Huh. I wonder what his plan is. I mean, can punch through body ethereal, but none of the people around him are the biggest body ethereal nations. It is handy, though. Magic weapons will delete this throne if he gets some Aussies and wants to go ahead and take care of that. Yeah. Gosh, look at these scales. Even Ulm's got great scales, too. If gets Ulm's cap and gets to like recruit out of this, and they get the swamps. I mean, could really be a powerhouse. And then you look down here at all the. I mean, we've got some luck for Helheim, but a lot of trashed scales between these two. No, because we've already seen magic weapons. Wonder if it was just to have the Bless awake. Interesting. Okay. I think when Tianchi sees this throne is gone, I think he'll rotate back over here for this throne. So Fomoria wants it. I think they need to start moving out this turn. 50 troops might not be enough to kill this. So TNG might get this. Marverni might also move for it. But I think they might go for this one instead. But yeah, we're starting to see the thrones get captured. So the introductory throne placements. Yeah, Lanka's even thinking about this throne. Which would be an avenue to helping Sauromatia because they could cut off the income tracing for Helheim. Right? I don't think Helheim gets the sailing income like Vanheim does. Yeah. Interesting. All right, and then I wanted to look at Marverni's sites. Pyramid of Life. Anything else interesting? Yeah, so that was probably mostly event income. Who was the other person that had gem income? Mekone. Earthblood Seepage. Water-filled cave. What's that? Earth one, water one. Enchanted Pyre. Whisperwind Tower. Labyrinth of Skulls. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's good for this one. This one went longer than it probably should have, but I think that was the climatic battle between Ulm and so it's worth spending time on. I think Ulm's only hope now is his Pretender. If he can do something with the Pretender where he's got gear on it and it's ready to go, then I think he can pull it back. But I think Ulm's in a very tough position. There's just so many Enkidu troops. So we'll have to see how it goes, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.